he is found NCR, not criminally responsible, what happens then?
Well, if after the assessment the assessor gives the opinion that a person is not criminally responsible, then a couple of things can happen. Oftentimes there's a hearing in order to, I guess, assess that evidence that comes from the expert. In certain circumstances, depending on the information that's provided, so the court sort of deals with the underlying charges through the lens of the opinion that's expressed that the person is not criminally responsible for their actions. So at this time, we're kind of talking in hypotheticals about what could happen down the road. The assessment hasn't been completed yet. It hasn't even been started. So we have really no way of knowing what the end result's going to be.
If though someone is found NCR,
yes,
could they still stand trial, or does that then negate any chance of a trial?
They can. I've had experiences where people who have been assessed as being not criminally responsible do go through a trial process. It all depends on what opinion is offered and what information there is to support the opinion that's being offered about his criminal responsibility.
What's your understanding about when the assessment will start?
That part I can't answer because it's entirely dependent on the person who's going to be doing the assessment.
So when they ask for a review in February, is that with the expectation there will be some kind of result?
There would be an expectation of a result because the criminal code is clear that the assessment period ordinarily should be for 30 days, and it can be extended beyond that up to 60 days, but it's to a maximum of 60 days under the criminal code. So it could not be extended beyond that according to the code.
What about the concerns your client expressed in court? How do you check into that, help him with that?
I think it's really difficult for me to give information to the broader public about Mr. Raymond and how he's functioning and the kinds of things like when he makes statements in the court. I think that's very difficult for me to do as his counsel.
When we come back in February, what happens then at that point? When does this move to, say, Court of Queen's Bench?
I think it's really going to depend on the results of the assessment that's going to be completed. I don't think it's really possible for us to even speculate about the time frame or what the next steps will be because it's entirely dependent on the results of that assessment.
The decision that was done today, can that be appealed?
As a general rule, there's a prohibition against interlocutory appeals, and so what's meant by that is as you're moving along in a file, it's not possible to appeal decisions as we go. If appeals happen after the entire thing is completed as a general rule. So the short answer to the question is it's probably not possible to appeal that at this juncture.
Do you have any concerns that too many people have seen his file, the publication ban file?
Well, there's a publication ban, and the publication ban still exists. And I think that there are measures in place that would make it difficult for people to have access to all of the information in the file. Thanks. Have a good afternoon.